Right then, so we're out for a driving lesson in the Suzuki Jimny again. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us if you want to see more of how we're getting on here. So this is our second proper driving lesson now. So we did the first one, just some basic stop starting. Now today we've come to a housing estate. We're going to do a bit of junction work, as well as some stopping and starting, but we're going to be predominantly doing all that at junctions. So we're going to be looking at turning left and turning right. Because my son has driven off-road before and the first lesson went so well that we might as well throw in right-hand turns as well as left-hand turns and get a bit of a mixture in. So we're going to talk about road positioning, and we're going to talk about speed, and we're going to get up to third gear, when to drop down to second gear, and things such as that, mirrors and signal and manoeuvre. So let's give that a go then. We're going to use the dash cam to record what we're doing. It's got we're using a 70 my dash cam. There's a link on the screen for it if you want to check it out for yourself, and in the description it's 4K recording forward and back, and it also gives an in-cabin recording as well, which is really useful. So we're going to use that to record today's driving lesson. So a really good piece of kit if you've got if you're a driving instructor and you want to record lessons. So let's get on with it and see how we get on with these junctions. Right then, so we're going to look at junctions today. So first of all, you can see just coming up ahead of us, we've got a right hand turn, so we will be turning right into there at the moment. So let's think, when you're watching me drive, when you've been a passenger out in a car, when people turn right into a side road, where do they position their car from what you remember? Are we on our side of the road, or on the other side of the road? Are we in the middle, straddling both sides of the road?
Well, I mean, if there's a car right in front of us, then you're not going to be right on this side of the road.
No.
But at the same time, you don't want to be too far over. So if someone's pulling out, they could pull into you, yeah, or they might not see you in time or something like that. And also, you don't want to be on the wrong side of the road anyway, because that just doesn't really make sense.
Exactly, so we're going to keep on the correct side of the road.
But you'd want to be slightly over on our side, and then you wouldn't turn in straight away, because, well, I can't see past that hedge. There could be someone coming out.
Yeah, good point. We've got a hedge there as well today, so we want to turn in. On the correct side, don't we? We want it out for cyclists, and we want to stay on our side of the road in this road until it's time to turn into that road, don't we? So okay, so we're going to look at that. So we are going to take that right hand turn, you can see there, providing these kids get out of the way. So when we pull away from here, so we'll do our usual pull away, we're going to want to put a right hand signal on, aren't we, to let people know that we're turning right. So I know we will have just pulled away, but before we put a signal on, we check our mirrors before we signal. So we check the middle mirror there and the right mirror, checking what's behind us, because we're probably going to slow down, maybe even stop, and we're going to check what's beside us, because at some point we're going to turn right, aren't we? So so we'll get the car moving, and then we'll check those two mirrors, get the right signal on. Okay, now if we need to stop for an oncoming vehicle, we will stop pretty much in the middle of the road, won't we? Sorry, on our side of the road, but right out there. So we're blocking anyone coming up behind us, and we'll stop at the point where we would start to turn into that road. So that's where we're level with the middle of that road. So let's put that into action, and then we'll talk about the left-hand turn we're going to do at the end of it. So let's get the car moving first of all. So those kids are out of the way now, which is good. So let's take advantage of that. So get the car prepared like I was doing in the first lesson. And then do you remember where you need to check before you pull away?
Well, over there.
Yeah, you've got your three mirrors. Blind spot. Yeah, good. Okay, cool. So we're going to turn right. So let's check the middle mirror, the right mirror, signal right. Okay, and we've got time to go before that car coming towards us. So take your attention to the middle of the road here. That's it. So turn this in on the correct side. Brilliant. Straight. Let's keep really slow though, because that black car is committed to coming out of their driveway. We can stop if we need to, but I think if we stay at this speed, they're going to get moving, aren't they?
I hope so.
Yeah, it looks like it. Brilliant. Okay, then so we're coming up to the end of the road. You can see it just up there, just past that white van. So that's the end of the road. It's a giveaway junction. Now we're going to stop at it, whether we need to stop or not, because pretty much see we're going to have a restricted view anyway, and we want to practice just stopping at the white line. So we're going left at the end of the road. So check the middle mirror, the left mirror, signal left. That van is pretty much in the way, so we'll just do the best we can to stop at the white line over there, and we'll talk about how we would have done it better if the white van weren't there at the next one. That's it, so get us over there, clutch down to the floor. There you go, so you put us into first gear, stop us at the white line there, good. Okay, let's just find that biting point like we was doing on the first lesson, what I was doing on the hill there. You're looking both ways. Do you need to edge forward, or can you see enough from there?
I can see enough there.
Good, okay, if it's clear then just move us out slowly, keep it on looking, and there you go. So there is a car coming towards us, that's fine, just stay nice and slow. I think they're going to wait for you actually, so just keep going in that case and into gear number 2. The car further down the road also looks like it's waiting for us as well, which is awesome. Okay, so they've left us enough room to get through there, haven't they? So we can do that. We'll stay in gear number 2, we won't want to go any faster than this through a gap this small. So the less space we've got either side of us, the less speed we want to use. Okay, so you see this road just bears around to the left now there, so we'll stay in gear number 2 because of all the parked cars. And it's half term, so kids are out on their bikes as well potentially. So now we're through the parked cars, that's it, back onto our side, about a metre from the curb's our normal driving position. Okay, so we're going up to the end of the road, so you see the end of the road up there. So this time there's no van in the way, is there? So this time when we stop at the white line, we're going to follow the curb around, stay a metre from the curb.
So we're going left?
At the white line, yeah. So mirrors first, middle and left, then your signal, good. Okay, so that's it, follow that curb around and we'll stop up at the white line there. Good, so clutch down to the floor up there somewhere, into first gear, good. So keep your foot on the brake just while you find your braking point, because we're slightly uphill, aren't we? Good. And a little bit of gas, that's nice. That's it, see how body following the curve around there was almost pointing out to the road nice and already. Let's take the side road on the left this time, so middle mirror first, then the left mirror, and then the signal. Good, and again here we're just going to follow the curve, so we're just going to keep alongside about a metre from the curve as we go around there, and then around the parked car as appropriate. Making sense so far? Good, let's do that again then. So we've got the road on the left there, so mirrors first, then the signal left, back to a metre from the curb. Might have to reapply the signal if it knocks itself off, follow the curb round. So the only thing that's going to cause us to stop here is a pedestrian crossing the road, maybe parked cars, oncoming cars, those sorts of things there. Right then, so check your right mirror before we go around these parked cars. That's it, good. So we just changed our position to the right, didn't we? So we're just checking to make sure no one's overtaking us. And then we're going to turn right at the end of this road. So let's check the mirrors and signal for a right turn. So obviously here we've got some nice white lines, we're going to use those. We're going to stay on our side of the road, we're going to stop in a straight line at the end there. We're not going to start turning the steering wheel, we're just going to stop in a dead straight line at the white line there. Good, okay, so there's no one behind, so there's no rush. So even if we didn't have an indicator on, because of our road position here, people can tell we're turning right, can't they? So anyone that can't see our indicator knows we're turning right. And when we was over there on the left, followed the curve round to the left, anyone that couldn't see our indicator knew we was turning left from our road position. Cool, so that's a key point there. Right, so when it's safe, then you've got your braking point already, I think, yeah, excellent. So if you think it's safe, start moving forward. That's it, good, and to the correct side of the road there, so start straight up already. Don't let the hand steering wheel slip through your fingers there. You just need to straighten up yourself. Yeah.
I've seen you do that before.
Yep, everyone does it from time to time, just try not to. We're going to take the road on the left there, so let's check the mirrors for a left, signal for a left. Good, that's it, back to about a metre from the curb, that's nice. Follow it round. Right, so the driving lesson is going really well. Just a quick note, we are using Collingwood for our insurance here. So it's Learner short-term insurance we've purchased for the vehicle. 24 weeks, 168 quid with discount. If you want a discount too, click the link on the screen, click the link in the description, or put in my ADI number, which is 322331. Right, so we're going to go up to the end of this road and turn left, as we've done a couple of times already, and then take a couple more right-hand turns. So all making sense so far? So just a quick recap, we're checking our mirrors before we signal. We always check the centre mirror because we're always slowing down or stopping, and then the relevant side mirror because we're turning left or turning right before we signal. And then we're thinking about our position and our speed, and often at the end of a road like this one it's going to be stopping today, but day is a give way line, isn't it? So if we get a nice open one and we don't need to stop and we can see it's clear, then give way means that we can just keep the car moving if it's safe to do so, but obviously we give priority, we give way to the guys that are already out there. Right, okay, cool, let's get going then. So drive us away from here when you're ready, and we'll get a couple more of these in. No problem. So mirrors first, then the signal for the left, and that's it, follow that curve around as we've done before. parked cars in opposite side of the road that we're turning into here, so we're just looking out for traffic from both directions here, because we would inconvenience any traffic going from either direction there. We'll take the road on the right, please. Signal, good. Let's think about where we're going to turn in. So we want to turn in on the correct side of the road there. Yeah, good, nicely done. Excellent. So a little bit narrow with that van there, but I'm sure we can fit through. Nice work keeping us slow. Turning right at this junction here, so mirrors first, then your signal, good. And as we did before, we'll stop with our wheels in a nice dead straight line up at the white line there.
Can't actually see much from there.
No, okay, so because you can't see, let's just use that biting point just to edge forward like we practiced on the hill the other day. That's good, then we can keep looking and we can stop again if we need to.
It is alright.
Yeah, it's looking safe, isn't it? Good. Because we stopped with our wheels in a straight line, that means we can come out onto the correct side of the road, and if that van weren't there, we could have been even more on the correct side of the road. Good, okay, so let's go down to the end of this road then. And then at the end of this road, turn to the right, please. Let's check the mirrors. There we go, good. Okay, so we haven't yet used third gear, so we're going to go across to a piece of road where we ought to be able to get into third gear in a moment, but just deal with this junction first. Nicely done. So like we covered in the first lesson, first and second gear we push left against the spring in the gearbox. So when we're changing from second to third, we just push the gear stick forward, let the spring move it over, and then we push it forward again. Otherwise, if we push it over to the right, we end up in fifth gear. So we're going left at the end of this road, please. Let's check the mirrors there. So nice big sweeping junction, this one. So follow it down nice and slowly up to the white line. Have a look early, see what you can see. Okay, good, so we can see to the right pretty well. There was a car coming from the left, wasn't there? And it's reasonably narrow. That's good, so we come out carefully. There we go. Excellent. Into gear 2, and then we can go up into gear number 3. So let's give that a try. Yeah, that's gear 3. Well done. So we're not taking the first road on the left, we're taking that second road on the left. You can see up there. In fact, it's a roundabout. That's fine. We'll simply change into second gear before we get to it. So about here. So let's check the mirrors for a left turn, then signal for a left turn, and then clutch down into gear number 2. And then we'll only stop if anyone's coming from the right, like that cyclist would have been, but we can keep on going, we can follow the cyclist in fact, can't we? Just look at the park colours you've got as you turn into this road. Good, perfect speed. Plenty of bumps and a speed bump.
It's England.
This is one of the bumpier bits of England, I think. Okay, so that gear change was okay, wasn't it? So you changed up into third and then back down to second. So along here, if we was in third gear, we'd change back to second gear before we took a side road as well. So in fact, we're going to take that side road you can see coming up there. So let's check your mirrors for a right turn. Okay, good. And we're going to go in on the first side of this little island here.
Yep.
That's good. And then just see if anyone's coming in from the left there. They're not, so we can just continue on. So who do you think would have had priority there if someone was coming in from the left?
Would it have been them?
They'd have been on the correct side of the road, wouldn't they, technically?
Yeah.
But yeah, there were no white lines there, were there? So we've actually just judged it, and as long as we don't all end up crashing into each other, we see them. Rather us both stop than neither of us stop. Okay, so let's check your right mirror to go around the parked cars here, and we'll follow the cyclist down there if it's safe to. So how much room should you give a cyclist if you're overtaking them?
Is it a car's width?
Yeah, about a car's width would be about right, so I don't think we're going to overtake them down here, are we? We're on a 4x4, probably best not to go on the grass. So the pedestrian's probably going to shut his door and get out of the way, but maybe not, so we'll just keep really slow. Sit prepared to stop if you need to, but he's moving there, it's good. Just much.
Not very much.
We'll go left at the end here, please. So let's check your mirrors about here somewhere. There you go, good. And we'll just do the best we can with our position because of the parked vehicles being too close to the junction, as they often are around here. Just reapply the signal there.
Oh yeah.
Nicely done. And we'll again get into third gear along here, I should have thought. So let's check your right mirror to go around the parked car, make sure no one's overtaking us. We'll turn left at this little roundabout here, so let's check the mirrors, signal for a left turn, into gear number 2 about here somewhere, clutch back up, and we're only stopping for anything coming from the right, and I think we're looking pretty safe there, aren't we? Good, back into third gear again. Excellent. So we'll take the road on the left, it's just coming up here, so let's check the mirrors about here somewhere. There you go, signal left and into gear number 2 about here somewhere. Clutch back up before we start turning in. There you go, good. Yeah, nicely done. So that gear change before you turn in, it's easy enough to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you're feeling in a rush, you've not got time to check your mirrors, you've not got time to signal, you've not got time to change gear, then you're just going too fast for the conditions basically. Okay, so that's our driving lesson on Junctions completed there. So we're using insurance from Collingwood. Collingwood Insurance, short-term insurance, is 24-week insurance. We've purchased this car. It was only about 168 quid, I think, with the discount. If you want a discount too, just click the link on the screen, click the link in the description, or put in my ADI number with 322331. See you in the next video.